Okay, hello everybody. I'm Dr. Cudnik and welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the cleanse and in particular the 10-day cleanse, the whole body cleanse by enzymatic therapy. This is a cleanse that we've been doing in our office. We just finished the New Year's cleanse. If some of you couldn't make that or couldn't make the meeting, I'm doing this video to just go over some of the basics. So, and of course my kitchen, it's the perfect place because this is where 99.9% of your cleanse is going to take place. So, let me just talk about a few things. I've got a handout that actually is a copy of a booklet that comes in the Whole Body Cleanse Kit. It's a wonderful booklet and it goes over in great detail, but I want to just hit a few highlights for you this evening. And you know, one of the questions is why do a fast or a cleanse? And it's not necessarily a fast, but a detoxification. And there are many good reasons. A lot of people want to lose weight. The average for people that have done this cleanse with me over the last few years has been about 5 to 10 pounds over 10 days. So you definitely can lose some weight. The other advantage is that you just feel better. You know, more energy when you eliminate some of the foods that maybe don't make us feel so good, and we get rid of some of the toxins. It's amazing what a difference it can make. Some of the stories I hear about people sleeping better, feeling better, having more energy, I hear them every day. So it's an amazing way. It's a great way to start the new year, and it's a good time to do really any time. So, you know, the idea behind detoxification, there's two parts really. The first part, if you want to detoxify, is really to look at what is toxifying you to begin with, and to limit those. And the other aspect of detoxification then is aimed at trying to help our body's systems eliminate the toxins that are there. And so when you look at the things that toxifies, there's a bunch of different, you know, we live in a toxic society and we all know that. If you really take time to look, it can be kind of depressing. So, you know, I don't recommend really focusing too heavily on that part. I think it's wise just to be informed and to understand. And there are many different ways that toxins come into our bodies. Water, you know, if you're drinking city water, you know, there's some additives in there you don't need. So one of the big things you can do is to start drinking purified water. You can put in a very inexpensive underwater or under cabinet filtration system, a reverse osmosis system. You can get it at any Home Depot or Lowe's for a couple of $100, and they work great. They'll eliminate 99.9% of the toxins in your water. So that's the kind of water you need to be drinking, and drink lots of it. Of course, foods have a lot of additives and different things, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and particularly on the food recommendations in the 10-day cleanse. Things like toothpaste. If you're using a fluoride toothpaste, you know, fluoride is a poison to the body, and there's a lot of controversy whether we need that fluoride or not. And certainly as adults, you need very limited amounts, if any. So there are some really good non-fluoridated toothpastes out there. I recommend using them. I use them myself, and I just think that, you know, when you use a fluoride toothpaste in the mouth, there's a chance that you're going to swallow. They tell you not to, but you know, it's right there. So that's an easy thing to change. Deodorants are another thing that are somewhat controversial. There are some chemicals. Aluminum chlorohydrate is a very common additive to deodorants, and they believe that the aluminum, well, of course aluminum has been linked to Alzheimer's disease, some other problems, so another reason why you may want to look at that. And there are some good natural alternatives. They don't work quite as well, but they're worth looking into. just a few other things, household cleaners, plastic bottles, makeup, various other things you may want to just consider looking at as things that bring toxins. And the biggest one, of course, is food. So we want to talk a minute about that. The other thing that we want to talk about is trying to help our bodies eliminate the toxins. And our bodies have natural ways and have systems to eliminate the toxins, and that's what this kit is all about. It's going to help the systems, and primarily the digestive tract and the colon and the elimination tracts of the body work a little bit more effectively and get rid of some things that may be stored. So let me just go over this kit. It's a very simple program. The kit itself has 3 supplements involved. The first is something called detox activation. It's just an herbal combination that will help the colon and the intestines work a little better to eliminate. It's a very mild laxative, but there are some other things in there that help the body eliminate. It's a wonderful way, again, to naturally get the body to eliminate some of the toxins. There's a supplement called Fiber Fusion, and it's simply that. It's just added fiber. Another way, again, to keep things moving through our system and help us eliminate some of the toxins. The last thing is something called acidophilus pearls, and these are the probiotics. Now, these are actually bacteria that live in our gut, and we all have an internal flora or a bacterial flora that lives in our system that helps us break down beneficial bacteria. And many times you can become imbalanced with these bacteria. They call it dysbiosis. If you've taken antibiotics at all in the last few years, there's a good chance that you've killed off a good chunk of that beneficial flora or bacteria, and you need to rebuild that. And this is a way to start. There are some other ways that you can do that as well, and you should do that as you go through the cleanse and beyond. And you can add a number of good foods, fermented foods that have that bacteria in them and are extremely beneficial. So really those are just the main components of the cleanse, of the supplements that are in here, the 3 supplements. And then again, the biggest portion is going to be accomplished with your diet. And there's a number of ways for you to approach the 10-day cleanse. The strength of your cleanse will really be determined on how you want to approach it and your diet. So what we're going to recommend, first of all, is you're going to have to go shopping. You need to get a shopping list, and there's going to be a shopping guide included in the cleanse. Some of the things you may want to get are bottled water if you don't have a good system in your house. Organic eggs. They're a wonderful supply of nutrients, particularly protein and some of the omega-3 fatty acids in the yellow yolk. Fruit, you may want to get some fresh fruit, particularly organic fruit, and there's going to be some more suggestions I'll make in a minute. A lot of greens, lettuce, spinach. I'm a big fan of sprouts because they're extremely nutritious, and you can add them to your salads, all kinds of sprouts, alfalfa, sunflower, broccoli sprouts. They make all kinds of different sprouts, and I love them. I love them in my salads, and it's a great thing to have during the cleanse, is just to eat a lot of fresh, whole, raw vegetables. So vegetable juice, nuts and nut butters are good. If you're going to eat any kind of meats, I'm going to recommend that you probably try some organic and stay away from beef, chicken, maybe some fish, if that's what you prefer. And then some spices, maybe herbal teas and so on. So that list is in your cleanse kit and go through it. Now, there's a couple of ways again to increase the strength of your cleanse. There's a chart here that basically goes over ways to strengthen, but the strongest cleanse that you could do would be an all raw juice type diet, either juice and water. This would be a full fast from any kind of food products. You would just be drinking your food. It's an incredibly good way to cleanse. It's difficult to do. If you want to have kind of a hybrid cleanse, you could do a combination of some juices and again some raw vegetables. If you wanted to add some steamed vegetables and so on, that would be a little bit less cleansing, but still for most of us that's a big step. Now you definitely want to eliminate the packaged foods, and you want to eliminate any processed foods. And it's a good idea for 10 days if you are of the mind to try to go a vegetarian diet. You know, I'm not a proponent of no meat. I think a little meat in the diet for many people is a wise choice. However, for 10 days in a cleansing program, I promise you, you won't die without meat, and you may just be amazed at how good and light you feel without meat in the diet. So, but again, it's not necessary if you want to have some meat, some light meats. I know a number of people have told me in their salads they're adding some tuna or various other chicken, maybe some white meat chicken for a little protein, and that's fine. If you want to do that, there's not a problem. There are really three big offenders for most people, and I'm going to suggest that you take a look at these three things and think about maybe eliminating them during the 10-day fast. One of the big things for a lot of people is dairy. You know, dairy products for many people are hard to digest, and many people have low-grade allergies, and you may not even know it, but by eliminating it for 10 days, you may find out how good you feel. And there's some very good non-dairy choices that you can make. Here's some of my favorite. Almond milk for dairy is amazing. It tastes great. You can get the vanilla, of course, has a little bit of sweetener added, but we drink it here at the house. The kids love it, and it's wonderful. Rice milk, and this is another good choice. And there's a number of good non-dairy products. Even coconut milk works very well and is readily gotten at most stores. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that. Maybe for 10 days eliminate the dairy. The other big thing for many people is gluten. And gluten is a product of wheat, so breads and wheat products. Again, many people have sensitivity. The more research and the more I hear, particularly in the nutritional field, gluten is just not good in any form. So again, for 10 days, let's eliminate it and see what happens. It's one of the tougher ones to eliminate, to get rid of the breads and the wheat products, because it's everywhere. But again, I promise you there's some easy gluten-free products. Some of the stuff we like, gluten-free bread, it's out there. This is one from Whole Foods. It's a gluten-free sandwich bread. It's delicious. It makes wonderful toast, and I promise you probably won't even notice the difference. And this can come in different grain varieties. They have gluten-free pastas. This is gluten-free breadcrumbs. So you have to do a little bit of reading, but you can do gluten-free products fairly easily. You're going to have to go shopping. Another product I really like are breads and cereals that are sprouted. This is one form, Ezekiel. It's a wonderful product. They sprout all the grains, which doesn't necessarily eliminate the gluten, but it makes it much more digestible. And for most people, even with some gluten sensitivity, they can do these sprouted products and have good results. So they make bread as well. You'll find them in the freezer section, and that's where you need to look for most of the bread products. They're more than likely going to be in the freezer section if you go to Whole Foods, or even H-E-B generally has a good selection of gluten-free products. And then the last thing that I think would be a good idea to eliminate would be sugars, the processed sugars. Again, it's in a lot of foods, a lot of products that you don't even think of as sweet. You need to read some labels, and I would recommend just knocking that out. Let's eliminate that for 10 days and see how it does. Again, there's some good substitutes. One of the things that works really well actually is xylitol. It's gotten a very good reputation in the nutritional field. More and more people are using it. It's actually a natural product from hardwood trees, and it's a natural sweetener that doesn't evoke a glycemic response in the body. So it's a very low calorie sweetener, and it tastes pretty darn good. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't, you won't be able to tell the difference, but it's pretty close. There also are, if you're going to use a little bit of sweetener, there are some other alternatives other than just processed sugar. Agave nectar seems to be a very good choice. It is a sugar, but it has a high glycemic index, meaning it doesn't spike an insulin response in the pancreas. And so it's digested over time and is very well tolerated. Again, it is a sugar. It's not low calorie in nature, but it's a little better choice and a little bit healthier. There's also another one called stevia extract. Again, this has 0 calories, and it's an all-natural herb. Again, not quite like sugar. It's very sweet. It does have a different taste, but a lot of people have grown to love this, and it's a natural 0 calorie sweetener, unlike some of aspartame and some of the other unnatural or processed sweeteners. So put that on your list. So that just about does it. The last thing I'd like you to consider too is using good oils. We need good fats in our diet. You certainly want to eliminate any of the trans fats or the hydrogenated fats. And those, again, are the things you find in most of your processed foods. If it comes in a package, it's probably not all that healthy for you. And you may want to read. If you see the word hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil, you need to just stay away from it. That stuff is bad. It's been linked to heart disease, many other disease processes, including some brain diseases. So you want to stay away from it. One of the best choices for oils now is olive oil. I suggest an organic one, the extra virgin olive oil. You can cook with it at high heats, and it's a wonderful alternative and extremely healthy. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If you're of the mind, again, to do the cleanse, I hope this has been helpful. And again, this is a wonderful kit to follow, and hopefully you'll have good luck. I'm available at any time. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. And my office number, of course, is 210-359-9100. Thanks for joining me. Good night.